What is going on, New York Yankee fans? Welcome back to another video on the Big Blue in the Bronx YouTube channel. Hit the like button, comment, and subscribe. Turn on post notifications so you know when a live stream pops or video drops. Appreciate y'all coming back. Share this out. 5 stars on Apple Podcasts for our Big Blue in the Bronx podcast and do all the good stuff. Before we get into the contents of this video, I do want to shout out our members, also known as the Transparent Ones. We got Brad Jewis, Jetsus Mess, Joe Giampetro, Tudo Missouri, Potato, and Bill Hartnett. Those guys are part of the Transparent Ones, which you can be a transparent one too. If you hit the join button next to the Big Blue in the Bronx YouTube channel name, you get to be a part of the inner circle. And if you are a part of the inner circle, invite your friends in the inner circle too, because that way we can get more exclusive content out for you guys, more giveaways, all this sort of good stuff. We're working on a lot of different things for the 2024 calendar year. It's going to be exciting, things you've never seen before. But anyway, let's get into it. So there's been a lot of hubbub, obviously, about this Yoshinobu Yamamoto stuff. If you guys haven't already, check out the videos that we've done about Yamamoto. We've did one Yankee video, one Met video. So choose one of your liking, both good analysis on the Japanese star. But a few days ago, there was a report that came out via Brandon Cootie that the New York Yankees are interested in another reliever. And that reliever is Jordan Hicks, formerly of the Toronto Blue Jays and the St. Louis Cardinals. We'll talk about him a little bit, go into his age, go into the background, go into the statistics, and also how does he fit in the bullpen? Does he fit in the bullpen? Is he right for the Yankees? What are the projections on the market? So let's get into it. Jordan Hicks, he's 27 years old, so he's still a young cat. Was drafted in the 3rd round of the 2015 MLB draft by the Cards. Spent a few seasons over there. Did not play in the 2020 season, but let's go to 2023 of recent. Also, we could sort of reflect on his career statistics to this point. 11 and 21 on his career. 3.85 ERA, an opposing batting average of 207, 255 strikeouts, innings pitched 243.1. Does he have any accolades? No, he does not. But let's go to the 2023 year of recent. With St. Louis, didn't get a good start. 1-6, 3.67 ERA. The ERA is better than the record is. 41.2 innings pitched. Total of only 2 home runs given up. 59 strikeouts and 244 opposing average. Then he gets traded to the Toronto Blue Jays. 2-3, 2.63 ERA. Much better. 24 innings pitched, 4 saves. He had 8 saves over in St. Louis. He was actually sharing the closer role with the former Yankee Giovanni Gallegos. 22 strikeouts, 207 batting average against, and 65 games. So one of the problems with Jordan Hicks, as you guys can probably dig out, did not play in 2020. That's the separate thing. But he's had a lot of injuries over the course of his career. It's not been too consistent on a lot of different fronts, right? 2022 only pitched in 35 games. 2023, I believe, was the second most amount of games he's pitched in his career. 2018, 73, 2019, 29, 2021, 10, 2022, 35, and then 65 and 23, 40 with the Cardinals, 25 with the Blue Jays. So the injuries are a little bit concerning with Mr. Jordan Hicks. And I think that's partly because now I haven't looked into the detail of the injuries, but he does throw hard. And with pitchers that throw hard, they happen to get elbow injuries and arm injuries and, all that sort of stuff factors in. But let's take a look at the baseball savant stuff. I always usually like to go over this. So in terms of his pitch frequency, he relies on the sinker a lot, 64.4% of the time. That smells like Matt Blake to me. Sweeper, 19.8, four-seam fastball, 10.7, slider to 3.5%, and changeup 1.6%. Sinker is about 100 miles an hour, which you really don't see nowadays. Maybe select pitchers do it, but one of the most notable is definitely Jordan Hicks. You go over to the statistics on the type of pitches, right? The sinker, 259 batting average off of that sinker, 30 strikeouts. A whiff percentage of 17.9 and a put-away percentage of 24. You move to the sweeper, which is the second most thrown off of last year. 29 Ks, 2 home runs given up. Batting average of 136. Whiff percentage of 59.5. A put-away percentage of 29.6. Four-seam fastball, it's third most thrown. 18 strikeouts. total of 216 batting average, no home runs given up, a whiff percentage of 31, put away percentage of 26.1. Slider, 400 batting average, but only threw that 39 times, so you factor in the sample size. 3 strikeouts, a whiff percentage of 50, put away percentage of 16.7, and a changeup, which was only thrown 18 times. 1 strikeout, no average whatsoever, a whiff percentage of 42.9, and a put away percentage of 9.1. So this guy's a hard thrower, right? He's a hard thrower with the fastball. He's a hard thrower with the sinker. He's got a pretty good sweeper too, and then you have the secondary pitches as well. Obviously, we mentioned the injuries. I think you look at his career record, you look at all of his records really going down the list except maybe 21 in 2019. They're all under 500. Now, personally, I think reliever records are skewed. Chad Green was a victim of that. Michael King was a victim of that. And I think Jordan Hicks is a victim of that because St. Louis has had some up and down teams over the years, and his worst record with St. Louis was last year when they were a total shit show. And then he goes over to Toronto, has a 2-3 record, 2.63 ERA, and has the, I would say, third best opposing average of his career in a good sample size. So you're getting a hard thrower. You're getting a guy who's been in a closer role before. He's had several saves. The projection on him right now is about $10 million per year. 4 years, $40 million. That's what a lot of people are projecting for Mr. Jordan Hicks. And obviously, once again, factor in the injuries. You want to factor in how he fits into this bullpen. And honestly, this is really the consensus among the Yankee fan base. You don't really want to take care of Jordan Hicks, or I should say, you don't want to sign Jordan Hicks before you sign Yamamoto. You want to see what the Yamamoto thing does, and if Hicks goes away to another team that's not in on Yamamoto, great. Then you know what? You just go to the next reliever, or you worry about the young cats you have coming up through the system. With that being said, how does he fit in with the Yankees bullpen? There's a couple of guys you got to note of on here. You got guys like Nick Ramirez, Ron Marinaccio, Matt Crook, Tommy Kahnle, Clay Holmes, Ian Hamilton, Victor Gonzalez, who they just traded for in the trade with Trey Sweeney going to the Dodgers, Yendrys Gomez, Luis Gil, who's coming off Tommy John surgery, did not pitch all of last year, Scott Efros, and Clayton Beeter. So the most reliable that you could probably count on, Clay Holmes, and that's not like saying Clay Holmes is the most reliable. Tommy Kahnle. There's a lot of question marks in this bullpen. There's no doubt. I think the bullpen needs to be talked about a little bit more in these Yankees offseason streams that everybody's doing because Ramirez is not good. Marinaccio had a terrible year last year. I forgot to mention Jonathan Loaizaga. Briefly in on him last year. Loaizaga 0-2, 3.06 ERA. Obviously was mounted by injuries last year. He was sidelined due to injury. So that's another question mark. Matt Crook coming into a first full year as a Yankee. Spring training is going to be big for him. Kahnle, I would say, is good. Holmes, one of the more surefire options. Hamilton, question mark. Gonzalez, we'll see what he brings over. Gomez, we'll see what he does. Heel, as I said, coming off TJ. Scott Efros, coming off TJ as well. And then Clayton Beeter, who's coming up from AAA and will probably compete for a spot, whether it's in the starting rotation, the back end, or it's going to be in the bullpen. So, in my personal opinion, as skittish as it may seem, I would take Jordan Hicks on the New York Yankees because it seems like coming in, he could be an improvement for this bullpen. You know, the hard throwing, if he gets that sinker a little bit more under control, he's got some control issues. If he gets that sinker a little bit more under control, and Matt Blake loves the sinker, right? You have him throw the sinker, you have him finesse that up a little bit more, and he could be a surefire weapon. And if Clay Holmes has one of his spouts during the season where he can't close games, or it's Loaizaga or someone of that caliber, Jordan Hicks is a closer. He has closed out games before. So you have that on the table. But personally, I would take Jordan Hicks. Now, would I take him for 4 years? I don't think so, because Hicks has a long history of injuries, arm injuries, all these different things that factor in. And $10 million for a reliever does seem a little skittish. Not that I would have a problem paying it on the short term, but you do have guys in the system like Chase Hampton, Clayton Beeter. There's a couple other guys you can factor in there that could be future relievers for the New York Yankees, rather than spending $10 million that you may or may not need for another position. So there's that. But Jordan Hicks, I would take him on the Yankees, but not for 4 years. Like, comment, subscribe to all the good stuff, folks. Turn on post notifications so you know when a live stream pops or drops. Appreciate you coming back. Be sure to share this out. Do all the good stuff. Peace out, guys. See you later. Stay cool.